Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. What does it mean to you to have transfer of authority? I'm going to give you an example of this in just a moment, but think about that phrase. See, most people will say that they want to be empowered. They want to be able to move forward. But you need to know that your subconscious mind, which runs all of your habits and patterns, and whether it is success or failure, that's simply a repeated habit and pattern. Well, the subconscious mind always likes taking the path of least resistance. And that means it's easier to have someone do something for us than it is to do for ourselves, unless we have been habituated and conditioned to do it for ourselves. Unfortunately, we have been conditioned and programmed to do it for everybody else. And then by the time it comes to ourselves, we don't have anything left. But that's time for another podcast. Today, we're looking at transfer of authority to where you are now empowered for that to happen for yourself. Well, let me give you an example of what I do during hypnosis with every single first-time client so they can experience this transfer of authority where they are empowered to move themselves forward. So I start off a hypnosis session. There's actually a system to this. I start off a hypnosis session with what is known as a body scan. This simply allows you to first relax any stress, tension, or strain, and then after that, relax. Now, there's a couple of good points here. Why should you try to relax if you're holding on to the stress, tension, and strain? Shouldn't you be letting it go first? I know a lot of hypnotists that jump right into the relaxation. Well, wait. Now we're putting in clean water with dirty and it all gets muddy. Second, the subconscious mind will not tolerate a void. When you let something go, the subconscious goes, what do you want to replace it with? And if you don't choose, it'll choose. But because it doesn't know that you want to choose healthier, it'll just choose on what you've done in the past, which is the reason why a lot of people will let go of bad habits and guess what? Replace them with other bad habits. So first we're going to start off with the body scan that allows you to let go of the stress, tension, and strain, and then introduces waves of relaxation. Then after that, we do together whenever I'm working with my clients, because this is an interactional outcome. This isn't me doing something to them. It is doing something with them. So the second thing is what's known as a hypnotic induction to either bypass or collapse the critical factor. Whew, that's a lot of big words. What it means is that you got a part of your mind that's always judging and it's always analyzing and it's always going, well, is that right? I don't know if that's right. Well, what about this? We want that to either fade off into the background or we just want to shut it down completely. Most of my clients are peak performers that are running a lot of different things all at the same time. So we just collapse it. I mean, there's no sense in fading it off into the background. No, we're done with you right now. You can come back in a little bit when we need you after the session to be able to make the discernments on the best way to move forward. Then I do what is known as a deepener. And this is when I give my client the choice to deepen what they're experiencing. Now, everybody has a different experience. Some it might be peace, others tranquility, some it's relaxation, others like the fact that their mind has just gotten a little quieter. So we want to be able to amplify that. So I give my client the ability to be able to deepen it. And then after that, I do what's known as transfer of authority transfer of power. I have them become consciously aware of where they started and where they are now. And the fact that they are experiencing something that is upgraded, that feels better, was due to them, not me. I simply delivered the process and the suggestions. They're the ones who took those suggestions and that process, and they turned it into their reality. And then we assign a what's known as an authoritative post-hypnotic. It might be a keyword. It might be an action that they take that goes, wait, I do have power here. I have power to decide what I'm going to focus on. I have power to decide my emotions. And I also have power to choose how my body is going to respond based on all of this. Because it is so much easier for you to achieve success when you're relaxed. I don't mean that you're zoned out on the couch, just having these pretty visualizations that money's dropping in your lap. No, I mean moving out into your growth zone where things are uncomfortable, but you're okay with being uncomfortable because you know you're bringing yourself out at your very best and you're delivering suggestions on how to optimize. I'll get it out. How to optimize the opportunity so you can relax into it instead of always fighting opportunities and making life harder than it has to be. And I know why you're making life harder than it has to be, because you were programmed and conditioned that anything worthwhile to have, you had to work really, really hard at it. And because once the subconscious learns something, then it says, how can we accelerate this? How can we amplify it? Which is the reason why I relax you in the beginning, because I want you to amplify that, not making things harder. Okay. I am responsible to you, not for you. I am responsible for giving you the process and the suggestions. What you do with those processes and suggestions in the sacred space of you is up to you. That is true empowerment, to know that you have choices. And sometimes you want to choose to be a hot mess. Okay, I'm not going to tell you not to. And sometimes you choose to take that hot mess and use it as the fire and the passion for what it is that you do want to experience, that destiny that is pulling you forward, but you're going to need some sort of energy source. So that hot mess needs to be turned into electricity that you can actually plug into to turn on your brilliance instead of the electrical wires that are down and flopping around and frying you out. It is my job to tell you how to think, not to tell you what to think. That is true empowerment. You have a process, and then you choose how to work the process, and then you learn how to customize the process to you. But the subconscious isn't going to want to do that. The subconscious not only is going to want to have other people tell you what it is that you're supposed to be doing, but it has learned fears about moving forward. What if you fail? What if it's not right? That's coming from the immature part of you that was punished for being wrong. I need you to own that and say, okay, yeah, I understand that's the younger me that is afraid that bad things are going to happen if this doesn't work out. So what is it that you need to do? You got a choice. You can either step into that previous identity of pain, or you can step into your wise woman, your goddess, or for the very smart men that are listening to this, your Adonis. I need you to step into that and go, okay, I need to be discerning. I need to use my wisdom. I need to be spiritually mature with this and understand that failure is part of a process, that babies, if they were not okay with falling would never learn to walk. You need to learn how to fail forward and how to fail faster. And that all comes with spiritual maturity. But there's going to be a part of you that goes, no, 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 I don't want that power. I would rather someone else tell me what to think. And right now we're seeing that rampant in our societies. I need you to rise above that. Okay. To do that, though, it's going to take some courage. Well, courage about what? Courage about staying true to who you are and your values and living that, not what you were programmed and conditioned to experience. So I have an offer for you. Go to drewdawnferguson.com/thrive, THRIVE. You're going to see the latest workshop that I'm going to be teaching that is on courageous trust. Before you can trust anybody else in your environment, you have to learn to trust yourself, not based on the pain you've been through, but on the progress you want to experience, because they are two sets of competing values: staying safe and learning how to be secure, drama versus freedom, dysfunctional importance versus significance, the ability to stay connected with people through painful problems, or stepping into the beginning levels of leadership by showing people how to love, but you cannot give away what you do not possess. You need to learn to love yourself. That is what I'm going to be sharing with you. There's even going to be a group hypnosis session to accelerate your results on it. So drewdawnferguson.com/thrive. So until we get together again, look for the people that want to teach you how to think, and know the ones that want to teach you what to think. Well, what do they get out of it?